It's 4:15 a.m. Your alarm is blaring. Not because you want to get up, because if you don't, you lose everything. You're in a one-bedroom apartment that costs half your paycheck. The ceiling leaks when it rains. The heater broke 2 winters ago. You need to get to work, but there's a problem. You don't have a car. Most people with money wouldn't understand, but you, well, you're surviving. There's a bus stop 3 blocks away. After you drag yourself out of bed, you walk through the dark, praying nobody follows you. This is a perfect opportunity to check your bank account and see how broke you still are. Looks like you've got $47 until Friday. No big deal though. You spent $40 yesterday on groceries that'll last 2 weeks if you're smart about it. The bus is late, again. You finally get on and it smells like every bad decision humanity ever made. You're squeezed between a guy who won't stop coughing and a woman arguing with someone on speakerphone. You're trying to close your eyes for just 10 minutes of sleep, but the bus hits every pothole like it's personal. An hour later, you arrive at your job. Minimum wage, no benefits, no respect. You're greeted by your manager, who's already annoyed that you're here. Before you clock in, you check the schedule. 32 hours this week, just under full time. They do that on purpose so they don't have to give you health insurance. You approach the register. You haven't seen a day off in 12 days. You've been working doubles because rent is due and your kid needs new shoes. A single mom with 3 jobs. You notice a customer getting impatient because you're moving too slow, so they complain to your manager, calling you lazy, incompetent, saying you should be fired. Your manager doesn't defend you. They just nod and tell you to move faster. The customer, feeling powerful, says, maybe get a better job. You don't even respond. What's the point? The air smells like grease and broken dreams. It's not just you. Everybody here is exhausted. To your left, a coworker is crying in the break room because her car just broke down and she can't afford to fix it. She just lost her only way to work. 2 minutes later, you see her back on the floor smiling at customers like nothing happened, because if she doesn't, she's fired. It's insane and you hate it. If this is hitting too close to home, hit that subscribe button. We're about to get real about what nobody wants to talk about. You pass a guy named Marcus. He's not scrolling social media, he's staring at his phone calculator, moving numbers around like a puzzle. Why? Because if he pays the electric bill, he can't afford his daughter's medication. If he buys the medication, they sit in the dark for a week. It's 8:59 a.m., 1 minute until your shift starts. The store goes silent for a second. 20 people in wrinkled uniforms staring at the same glass doors. Then they open. It's chaos. Customers flood in like a stampede. You're not a person to them. You're a servant. You ring up their items. You smile when they're rude. You apologize when they're wrong. You are invisible. Everyone in this store has one job: survive. As a minimum wage worker, the system expects you to be grateful. The billionaires, the politicians, the people who've never missed a meal tell you to work harder. They're counting on you staying poor. They expect you to keep grinding. If the economy's booming, you still can't afford rent. If the economy crashes, you're the first one fired. And this is where the real trap begins. Most people with money are optimists. They invest in stocks and watch their wealth grow. That's nice for them. You are prey. You're caught in the dark art of systemic poverty. Basically, the system bets that you'll never escape. It finds the weak gazelle in the herd and it attacks. The bills rush in at the end of the month. Credit card statements, medical bills, late fees on things you forgot you even owed. Everyone loves to say it's your fault, but the system found a secret. They designed it so you can't win. You want to save money? The bank charges you fees for having a low balance. You smile through the pain. It's survival. You can't afford to buy in bulk like rich people do, so you pay more per item. You can't afford good shoes, so you buy cheap ones that fall apart, then buy them again next month. You spend more money being poor than rich people spend being rich. But you don't just accept it, you fight. You work 2 jobs, 3 jobs, night shifts, weekends. You sacrifice time with your kids. You miss birthdays, school plays, moments you'll never get back. And for what? You go on social media, you see influencers in mansions talking about their morning routine. You look right at your phone screen with exhausted eyes. You see people say, just work harder, just be smarter with money, just invest. Panic doesn't spread, shame does. You wonder if it really is your fault. The guilt eats at you, your mental health collapses.
In 20 minutes of scrolling, you feel like you've lost everything. And here's the worst part, the invisible tax of being poor. You pay more for everything. Higher interest rates because your credit score is low. No credit score because you can't get approved for anything. Can't get approved because you don't have credit. It's a loop. That means while rich people get richer from investments, you're paying fees just to exist. You personally just lost money before lunch by having money taken from your account. We're just getting started. Smash that subscribe button because what comes next will make you angry.
You don't celebrate. You can't afford to. You see a commercial for a vacation and you laugh because you haven't had a vacation in 6 years. You can't remember the last time you did something just because you wanted to. You eat ramen for the 4th night in a row. Then you go to your second job at a warehouse where you stand for 8 hours straight lifting boxes. So how do you actually win? Do you read self-help books? Please, those are written by people who've never been actually poor. You don't just work harder, you survive differently. You learn tricks, you use government assistance, and people judge you for it. That is just reality. You shop at thrift stores and people assume you're lazy. You coupon, you budget down to the penny. You skip meals so your kids can eat. You sacrifice in ways people with money will never understand. You know you're one emergency away from disaster. A flat tire, a sick kid, a missed shift, any of those things, and you're done. You know the feeling of choosing between food and medicine before the doctor even tells you the price. You know a bill is coming before it arrives in the mail. And once you're trapped, escape feels impossible. You are barely surviving until something breaks. 6 months later, your car dies. You think you can fix it cheap. You can't. It'll cost $2,000. You don't have $2,000. You don't have $200. Monday morning reality. No car means no job. The job is 15 miles away. There's no bus route. This is the nightmare. When rich people lose money, they have a safety net. But when you lose your car and your job, everything collapses. Basically, it's a black hole sucking the life out of you. Your phone rings. It's the landlord. They're freaking out. Rent is late. They want the money right now, plus a late fee. But you don't have it. Your money went to keeping the lights on. You start sweating. You panic. You cry in the bathroom so your kids don't see. You have to borrow money from family who barely have any themselves. For a week, you survive on fear and shame. You stare at job listings, praying for a miracle. Then you get lucky. Your neighbor offers you rides to work until you save enough to fix the car. You didn't get ahead, but you didn't go homeless. You walk into your apartment at 11 p.m. on a Friday, too tired to cook. You eat toast. You look around. Your kids are asleep. You have no time for friends, only survival and people who need you to keep going. Your kid barely saw you today. Your life is just trying to make it to tomorrow. You are worth nothing on paper. You can't buy anything except maybe a moment of peace if you're lucky. Your phone buzzes, a text from your boss. Can you come in early tomorrow? You're exhausted. It's never enough. Hit subscribe if you felt this, if you've lived it, if you're tired of people pretending poverty is a choice. But here's what they don't tell you. Being poor isn't about being lazy. It's not about bad decisions. It's about a system designed to keep you running in place. Rich people talk about building generational wealth. You're just trying to make it through the week. They invest. You survive. They network at country clubs. You work 3 jobs and still can't afford to take your kid to the dentist. The gap isn't just about money. It's about opportunity, access, and a society that punishes you for being born without it. And the worst part? People will watch this video and say, just work smarter, not harder. As if you haven't been doing both your entire life. As if the game wasn't rigged from the start. Being poor is expensive. Being poor is exhausting. Being poor is living in a world that tells you that you deserve it. So here's my question for you. What's the hardest part about being broke that people with money will never understand? Drop your answer in the comments and let me know where you're watching from. Let's build a community of people who get it.